Welcome to Real Life with Jenny. My name's Jenny Senapataratna. Grab your favorite drink, get yourself a snack, and we will get started. Today I have orange spice tea. It's a black tea. Oh, it's so good with just a little bit of cream and sugar. I also have some Ritz Bites filled with cheese, not the peanut butter ones, the cheese ones. I got them from a church. There is nothing like free snacks in my mind. Like when a church gives you like a little snack bag full of like little fun snacks that you would never try yourself. Oh my goodness, it's so fun. And I have those little pumpkins because it's a two kind of day. Two snack kind of day. Those little teeny pumpkins that are like a cousin to the corn candies. I know you either love them or hate them. I love the pumpkins. I'll eat some corn candy too, but I love the little pumpkins. So there we are. Let's get real. It has been a really wild season. I wish that I could say anything differently, but it has been. And this weekend was actually fall break at my daughter's school. And I know a lot of schools are having fall break. But I was so excited because I thought she may come home. I wasn't 100% sure if she would come home because she's loving school so much. And that is exactly what you want. You want her to love it and for that to be her home. And that is so like your heartbeat. But I really was excited. And then I found out that it was the same time as what we have in Minnesota. We call it MYC. It's Minnesota Youth Convention. And she volunteered to help. In the background. So she's been going to it since she was in 6th grade, and this year she got to be in the back helping and doing different things. That meant that she was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I was like, okay, that still gives me a couple days. Like that still gives me a couple days with her. And then she called or text. I think she actually sent me a text and said, I'm really sick. And I was so disappointed, guys. I was like, oh no, she's sick. So I picked her. I had to go pick her up, and I went and picked her up. I brought her home, and she really was. She was like, I was like, oh, please stay in another room. Like I didn't, of course, but I thought about it. Like I was like, ooh, she's really sick. I gave her some water and got her in, wrapped her up in some blankets because that's what you do as a mom. Like what else do you do? Took her temperature, like all those things. Filled her full of medication. Like I did it all. Made her some dinner. I actually had made her some brownies too. Anyway. And so she actually went to bed early on Saturday night. So I really did not see her much, which was fine. And on Sunday, she was in bed most of the day. Like she didn't feel good. So I did not see her. And so on Saturday night, I was doing the dishes because she was going to be home, so Kevin went to the church without me this weekend. So he stayed overnight. And that was kind of, I feel bad because I should have probably have gone, but then I wouldn't have been home anyway, it doesn't really matter. And so I'm doing the dishes. Now, first of all, note, I was doing the dishes. Like, I never do the dishes. Like, in our house, if you cook, the other one cleans. Except for the one time Kevin cooks, it's spaghetti. Like Kevin is like a master at making spaghetti. And he actually does the dishes then too. So I think really the real rule is Jenny just doesn't clean up. Like I think that's the real rule. But I'm just going to go with if you cook, you don't clean up. So on Saturday night, I was just Sam wasn't feeling great, and I was kind of in this place of like, let's just clean. Like I'd kind of gotten a little weird about like cleaning corners and stuff. You know how you kind of get like, I should clean all the corners. I don't know. This is very weird. So I'm putting away the dishes, and I look down and I'm like, when did our spoons multiply? Like there are so many, they don't fit in the little slot. Like when did this happen? Back in August, before then, like May, June, July, we were running out of forks. Like every 3 days, we were running out of forks to the point that we were eating because your dishwasher is like full. I'm trying to explain this. It's really weird because maybe we're just weird people. Your dishwasher is full, but not full enough to wash yet. And all you have left is that big fork that they have to serve turkey that you got on your wedding day. You know, that I didn't buy on purpose. It came with the set. And then like 2 little pickle forks that you put in pickles. And we've been eating with those. And so in August, I went and bought 3 more forks. Which seems really bizarre, I guess. But I just looked and I was like, how come we have so many spoons? Like, should I be getting rid of spoons? And the forks are overflowing too. I was like, what is going on? And it hit me. Just like a lead of brick. Like, it was just out of the blue. I'm putting away dishes. I've got a sick girl. Like, I'm full in mom mode, right? And it just hits me. Oh, that's because your child no longer lives here. She's the spoon girl. Like, she obviously uses spoons for everything. Like, because I've never seen so many spoons in my life. And it was just that moment that I was like, Lord, give me strength right now to not fall apart because of the amount of spoons I have. Now, that seems really bizarre to you, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure you're listening to this going, okay, where's this going, Jenny? I don't know yet. We'll see. Like, hold on. We'll get there. But I started thinking about, I've been like praying, like, Lord, what should I talk about? I'm doing the podcast a little bit later than I normally do. It's like a day later than I normally do. And I was spent most of the day yesterday just like praying, like, Lord, what should I talk about? And he kept saying, talk about the spoons. Talk about the spoons. And I'm like, Lord, it's spoons. Like, no one else is going to care except. That's really the point. The point of the spoons is your life, you have one little thing that's maybe a little overwhelming to you, and they add up. And all of a sudden you find yourself in the Walmart parking lot crying because they didn't have peppermint bonbon ice cream. Okay, maybe that's just me. But you know what I mean? Like, we so often just compare ourselves to everybody else. I have girlfriends and friends that I go out with that I listen to what's going on in their lives and I go, how did you get out of bed this morning? Like, the stuff that people are walking through is daunting and overwhelming. Like, it is just, wow. And then I'm sitting here crying over some spoons. But I think that we so neglect those spoons and those moments that they add up to breakdowns later. And I just really felt very strongly that I should come on and talk a little bit about those minor inconveniences that feel overwhelming. So I know I've talked about this before, I'm not sure. You know me, who knows? But when we moved into this house 26 years ago, like, can you believe you don't care. I've lived in this house for 26 years. And I am so grateful for God supplying our needs according to his riches and glory. Like, he has been so faithful in our lives. We have been able to travel. We have been, like, our finances are just fine, right? Like, we have food on the table. We're able to pay our insurance. We're able to have a car. Like, we're even able to maintain a dog, which, do you have any idea how expensive dogs are? That's crazy. Anyway. But so grateful for that. But you have those moments in your life that you see a need or you see something that you really want, right? And so when we moved into this house, I hated the curtains, like absolutely despised the curtains. And the other thing I did not like was the door handles on the cabinets in the kitchen. Super ugly. Like, I was like, these are ugly. And after 23 years, they were worn down. They had like fake little pieces of wood on them. Half of them, that wood had come off. They were just really gross. And so I would go to the store for probably 5 years. I would go to the store. I would price out how many of them we needed. I think it was like 26 of them that I needed or something like this, some ridiculous number. And I would price them out and I'd go, we can't afford it. Like, we can't afford this. And it just always made me feel like we were poor. and made me feel like I can't buy handles because we're too poor. And it wasn't that we were poor. It was just this one thing that made that emotion higher. Does that make sense? Made that feeling like we can't afford these. And so I would feel poor, and I would feel like, maybe I need to start getting a different job, or, like you start going down this path of like, if I cut this, maybe we can do this. And it just became like these little teeny minor inconveniences can really derail you emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Those little handles would derail me. Now, granted, 3 years ago, I put them on my Christmas list and my mom bought them. And my new handles are gorgeous and they look like $1 million, even though I know they weren't because I knew how much they were. But it just, those moments, those are the spoon moments I'm talking about. Something that you walk into the room and you're feeling really great and you compare yourself to the other lady who is a little bit more put together than you are. Like her makeup is flawless. She looks like she's 20 pounds thinner than she was last time you saw her. And all of a sudden your progress and what you've done is negated. And I just wanted to remind you that God is there in those moments. He sees them and he wants to walk through them with you. I really feel like I've dealt with major health issues most of my life, but there is nothing like a splinter, right? You get a little splinter in your finger and I'm going, Kev, I need you to help me get it out. He's like, I can't see it. There's nothing there. We've got the flashlight out. He's got the tweezers. There's no splinter. I'm like, it's there. It hurts. It's so painful. And he's like, it's not there. Because those moments, most people don't see. Most people don't see the little inconveniences that can add up to make something bigger. And I just wanted to encourage you to bring your spoons or your splinters to the Lord, to step into those moments and go, Lord, I need you, first of all, to bring, when it came to my finances, I always, when I feel like I can't afford something and when I feel like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we could do what so-and-so is doing? I always have to bring that back to God and say, Lord, I need you to help me feel content, but I also need you to help me realize that that's maybe not something I actually need, because if it was, I'm sure that I would be able to do it, right? Like those moments are really difficult and you have to bring them back to God or they add up and they can turn into bitterness. They can turn into frustration. They can turn into so many feeling like a loser, like all those moments. If you don't bring them before the Lord are really difficult. And I just encourage you that God wants you to bring your splinters and your spoon moments to Him. He wants to walk through those with you. He wants to walk through the big things too. Like He wants to do that. But He wants you to know your value and your love in the midst of those minor inconveniences. Because I know out of experience, minor inconveniences turn into something bigger. And you can be in a room full of people and you're trying to explain why you're a little sad. And you can't be like, hey, I'm really sad because I have extra spoons. No one's going to understand that, but the Lord will. The Lord will understand that you're upset that all of a sudden we have too many spoons. He understands what I'm walking through, where everybody else goes, well, isn't she happy? Aren't you happy? Like, aren't things going great? And you're like, yeah, actually everything is really good, but that doesn't mean that that moment of sadness wasn't there. That doesn't mean that that moment of frustration or that moment of lacking for maybe what you're walking through isn't there. The Lord wants us to bring those to Him so He can be our source and He can be with us when no one else can. Because I'm telling you, I've told no one else about the spoons until now. But because how do you explain to someone that just kind of values a bunch of stuff? And so I encourage you, you're not alone. First of all, you're not the only one in the parking lot crying because of the peppermint bonbon. You're not the only one that has a lot of things that have added up to a really big thing, but you don't know how to describe it to someone because it's just a lot of minor little things that have added up and feel overwhelming. I want you to know that God sees every single moment. And he's there for you every single moment. You don't have to have your world fall apart for God to come in and comfort. It can be those minor things. And I just encourage you to run to him and go after what he has for you. Well, that's all I have for you this week. You can find me on Real Life with Jenny on Facebook and on Instagram. We would love to have you join us there. You can support this podcast by going to buymeacoffee.com/Real Life with Jenny. Thank you so much for those who have given. I really appreciate it. It really keeps things moving, and I just cannot tell you how important that is. And you can go to christconnection.cc/Jenny. All of my info's there. In fact, my email is now there. If you have a prayer request and you need someone to pray with you, find me. I would love to support you in that and be someone that prays with you, even if it's just spoons. I am there to pray, and God sees those moments. So as you're walking through this week and you're like, I just have a ton of little things going on and I'm just feeling overwhelmed, I encourage you to reach out to a friend and say, hey, having a bad week, can't describe it, please pray, and know that God is there with you. You are not doing this alone. Even though you look around and you're like, no one's going to understand this. And you're right, maybe they won't. But that does not take away from what you're walking through, and that God loves you and he's got a plan and he cares about your spoons. Have a great week.